guys, it's Julian, and this is my week 35 update. So, I have been on keto for 1 week. I stuck to it. I have not really been craving carbs at all. Like, honestly, I thought that because I am so used to just stuffing my face with carbs, whether it be pasta or any of the really carby things, and I would always have so much of it. I figured I am going to crave carbs like crazy starting off on keto. That's what I thought, but I have not really been craving them. I haven't been craving carbs, and I've been looking at things that I used to eat, i.e. popcorn, and been, I kind of like, I kind of missed, I'm like, okay, I missed popcorn or whatever, but I haven't been like, oh my gosh, I want the popcorn so bad, I want it. I've just been like, I kind of miss it, but you know what, I'm good. And having a toddler who eats those things, and he likes to share. He really likes to share, so he'll be eating his popcorn and he'll be like, share? Bubba, share? And I'll be like, no. Sorry, guys, I have a really bad itch on my nose. Anyway, I'll tell him no, that I can't have it anymore, but he can eat it if he wants to. So, I mean, I haven't touched it. I haven't touched all the crap that I used to. I don't touch pasta anymore. I don't eat the popcorn anymore. I rarely ate bread to begin with, so that's not a big deal. The carby snacks that I used to eat, I haven't touched them. On Wednesday was a really bad day for me. Started off okay. It was a really positive day. And then my toddler decided that he was going to have meltdowns over every little thing. On top of that, our dryer decided that it was just going to die on us. So I'm trying to get the dryer to work. I have a toddler who just lost his mind, and I ended up binging that day. Now, this wasn't one of my normal binges where I eat everything in sight. I stayed keto, but I ate a ton of peanuts. I went for something that was keto, though I had to be careful with it, which I was not very careful with it. I binged. I probably had twice, if not more, than I should, of the serving that I should have. So I binged on peanuts. So I binged, but it was semi-keto friendly. I know with nuts that you need to be you need to be careful if that's something that you eat. But I binged on those. Yes, I binged, and yes, it was a bad day, but I have to say I'm actually kind of proud of myself because I did not go for my normal comfort foods. I did not go for the pasta. I did not go for the popcorn. I went for something that was a lot better for me. So I'm pretty proud of myself in that aspect because I could have just destroyed this week totally by binging on pasta, which I didn't. So I'm really happy about that. This week has been absolutely crazy, between what happened on Wednesday and just being totally busy, not being able to wake up early enough, and being exhausted by the end of the night and just going to bed. I didn't really work out this week. I did walk. I did lots of walking. So, I mean, I wasn't totally inactive, but I didn't do all the other things that I was going to do. If it will. See, I didn't fill in. See up here? I usually fill it in when I do it. And then if I don't do it, then I don't fill it in. So this week I walked, but I didn't do anything else. So I didn't fill it in. But at least I walked. So that's the plus. I wasn't totally inactive this week. Now, my clothes this week. I went down a pant size a while ago. When I first started my journey, I was at 260. And I got down to 230, and I've been before I started keto, I was kind of fluctuating between the same 3 to 5 pounds. So I was at like 230 to 235. Last week I was at 230. So I've noticed that the 4230s that I now have, that I got a month or so ago, are already really loose on me. They're not falling off, thank goodness, but they are pretty loose. Like, I can pull them away from my body. Let's see if I can. And you'll have to excuse my mess, and you'll have to excuse my camera being... I don't know how well this is going to show. I can do that. All right. So these are 4230s, sorry. And when I got them, they weren't tight, but they were a little snug. Like, I couldn't like pull them away. But now that's probably about an inch, half an inch to an inch I can pull away from my stomach. This shirt, I believe, is a large. In fact, I'm going to do this. Oh, well, it doesn't have a size. The tag got torn off. I got this, this was secondhand, and I believe it's a large. I believe this is a large, and it fits really well on me. It might be an extra large. Like I said, the tag got torn off at some point. Whoever had it before me took the tag off, so I can't tell what size it is. I'm going to say maybe it's a large, most likely an extra large, but it fits even better on me now than it did when I first got it. So my clothes are fitting a lot better. Excuse me. I went and weighed myself this morning. Oh, my nose. I'm sorry, guys. You're going to have to... I don't know what's going on with my nose. It itches really bad. Might be the rain. Might be making my allergies go crazy. So I went to my Walgreens, where I go to what they have. They have a Higgy station. You can take your blood pressure, and it takes your weight. So I went there this morning. Before breakfast, I literally got up, I got dressed, went Pokemon hunting because I play Pokemon Go, and went and weighed myself when they opened. So last week I was 230 pounds. This week I am 226 pounds. That is a 4-pound loss from last week and a total of 34 pounds lost since I started my overall journey at 260 pounds last November. So in almost a year, I have lost 34 pounds. More to update on. So I have some transition updates. Logisticare, which is the medical rides, they take you to your appointments, and your insurance pays for it. They screwed me over again this week. I ended up not being able to go. Well, I can't say that they screwed me over, but in a way they did. This week it was the driver that was supposed to take me called in sick. I'd say 15 minutes before they were supposed to come get me to go to my appointment. So that was fun. While ago, I called endocrinology because my counselor had asked me to, because he has never done a referral for T, none of his previous patients had wanted to transition. So he's new to what he needs to do as far as a referral for that. So he asked me to call endocrinology. I did that. They said they would have somebody call me back. Nobody has called me back. I called again, and they go, oh, like they totally forgot about me. And now again, I'm waiting to hear back from them. I called them Friday. So hopefully I hear something Monday morning. Or at least Monday, at some point Monday, because I have to go back to my counselor on Tuesday. If I end up not going this week, it'll be my own fault because I forgot to call Friday for the ride. So you're supposed to call 2 days ahead for your ride. 2 business days ahead. So I totally spaced on that on Friday. I'm going to call Monday and hopefully they can take me. If not, that will be my own fault for spacing out. And then this week, Thursday, I have to go out of town every Thursday. And I have to do like these classes. And while I was there, one of the workers at the building that I go to referred to me as she. And guy that I know him because, you know, we've been in the same class for a couple, you know, he's been there when I've been there. So we're familiar with each other, but we don't really know each other. Like, I don't really know his name. And, you know, he doesn't really know mine. Like, we know of each other. We're more like acquaintances. More like strangers / acquaintances. He goes, I thought Julian was a man. And this worker was like, well, she hasn't transitioned yet. So, and the guy stopped her right there and he goes, that doesn't matter. Julian is still a trans man. Julian is still a man. And that's really disrespectful of you to use the wrong pronouns, regardless of what you think. You should be using the correct pronouns. She didn't like being called out. Needless to say, she didn't say anything, but you could tell, like, she was mad that she got called out by this guy. And he turned around to me and he said, "I'm sorry, you have to deal with people like that." And I was like, I just kind of shrugged. I'm like, honestly, I'm used to it. I'm used to it. There are people that at that place that refer to me as she, but then they quickly go, oh, I mean, they're like, oh, he, because one, all my paperwork there has my legal name on it. So I understand that, hey, that's going to happen because they're looking at paperwork and it has my legal name. So they are going, it's going to come out. So I'm not that, it doesn't bother me as much as maybe it would bother some people. Yes, it bothers me, but at the same time, I kind of understand. Like I said, they have paperwork in front of them that has my legal name. So they see the female name and in their minds, okay, that's a female name, so she. So, I don't, it's automatic, our brain just fires, so I don't take it personally. Thursday, I was just like, yeah, that kind of upset me, but I played it off like it's whatever, But it made me really happy that somebody who is pretty much a total stranger to me stood up for me and said, "No, you're wrong. That is a man. Regardless of what you might think, that's a man, and you need to call him as such." That made me really happy. That made me feel a lot better. So, yay, story time. So that was a really good thing that happened this week. It was really good to have that, especially since it was the day after the whole Wednesday fiasco. So the next thing is I am working on, I have some issues with self-love and just having a more positive mindset. And I realize that being positive all the time is not a thing, but I could be more positive than what I am. So, on Thursday, when I went to the Dollar Tree to get my lunch for my lunch break from my classes, I found that is really glary. Okay, there we go. If I tilt it that way, it says, "Think happy thoughts." This was just $1 and it's 80 sheets of notebook paper. So it's literally, it's my positive a day. There we go. Julian's positive a day. Gentle notes and reminders to get me through the day. So I literally just have the dates. And I do these ahead, like the day before, like the night before. I will find a quote or a saying and I will write it down so that I have it for the next day to look back at all day long. Like today's is, "I am in charge of how I feel and today I am choosing happiness." So I'm going to do my best to not let the toddler get to me. I'm going to do my best to not let this itchy nose get to me today. Like, it's really annoying, but I'm going to I'm going to try to do my best to not let it just make me so irritated that I'm a ball of just things like that. So I have that to look at throughout the day just as a reminder. Hey, don't let it get to you. Try not to let it get to you. So I'm working on some self-love, and this nice little notebook that I found for $1 at the Dollar Tree is going to help me with that. I hope. That is the idea. Whether that happens or not, we'll see. So far, so good. And I'm shaking all over the place. I apologize. So the plan for next week is to continue keto. I am going to try to do more than just walk this week. I'm going to continue with my positive thought journal. I'm going to try to make it to my counseling appointment this week coming up. I also have one of my last physical therapy appointments this week, tomorrow, in fact. So I'll be doing that. I will also be returning to my volunteer job. So that will help me move around a little bit more. I'll be doing some lifting and bending, and so I'll be doing more of that this week. I'll be returning to that now that I can feel my legs and my legs are doing better. I can do that again. So that's what I'll be doing this week. But other than that, I'm just going to try and get in I shouldn't say actual workouts, just more workouts, because walking in and of itself is a workout. So I'm going to be doing more to work out this week. I'm going to try to do more to work out this week. I'm going to do my best not to binge this week coming up as well, because I don't want to binge. Granted, the peanuts were, semi-keto friendly, but still, the amount that I ate was not very keto friendly. Excuse me. But that is the game plan. I'm going to do my best to keep my appointments. I'm going to move more. I'm going to stick to keto. And I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to do what I always say at the end of my videos. I'm just going to keep going. So, I hope everyone has a great Sunday. And whatever it is you're doing, just keep going.